So where we go. All right. I was caught off guard, my boys. Yo, rest in peace, X. You were a nice artist. And today's video actually is going to be about that. You should stop fucking consuming the whole time and not creating anything. Because that is some crazy copium right there, but also it is very unnatural for you because your whole life, if you just keep consuming and not creating, what kind of human are you? Because we as humans, we tend to be creative, we want to create things. And if you don't create anything, and if you just eat up everything that is given to you, oh man, that cannot be any good for you. So that's the topic today. The feeling of creation, I think, is very epic. Like if you've ever created something that you're really proud of, it can be in the physical world, it can be online, it can be wherever. Maybe you wrote some song, maybe you created a sculpture, you wrote a book, whatever it might be. The feeling is very nice. That's probably one of the best feelings you can have as a human being. Because at the end of the day, evolution did its part to reward us for creating things. But our brains are very complex, they're very smart. So they want to always consume information. And as you train your brain in this modern day and age to consume more and more and more and more information by the minute, you become this slot machine which is unable to create anything but is always seeking consumerism because you trained it that way. Now, should we blame you? Not really, because I think the whole society has been doing the same thing, including me. I've been consuming more and more lately, and I've been fighting the urge to go on social media and scroll because I know that deep down it's not really great for me. So that's why I'm trying to create something. I've been a pretty creative person throughout my whole youth, and I think I still keep up in a way, and I'm trying to not let go of that inspirational young dude in me. I've said it already. I've created some music back in the day. I've wrote some mini books. I've wrote probably like 100 songs. I've done a lot of things that come with that have to do with creation, with patience, with doing something bigger than yourself. I think when you don't create, you become a lesser version of yourself because through creation you really understand the depths of your character, of your mind, of your values, your morals. I do really believe this. When you do something, it pretty much mirrors yourself in a way. If you write music and you write some sad song, it's probably because deep down you feel some sadness inside of you. Maybe you don't really recognize it, you don't give any credit to it. That same sadness has inspired you to create that song, to write down that lyrics. You see where I'm going with this? So when you make something, it brings you to another level because you explore yourself unconsciously. You dig deeper into your own spirit, and you always find something. Sometimes it's not that inspirational, so you don't do much with it, but sometimes it is a lifetime work. In case of some writers or some musicians, it is the song or the book that is gonna define them as artist or a writer. When you think about Dostoevsky, for example, I've been reading some of his work. You might think of Crime and Punishment. This book exactly here. This thing, like after you read this thing, you're like, holy fucking shit, this is some good stuff. And this took some damn time to be done. It took patience. But it is exactly what defines Dostoevsky in this case, and it is also exactly what defines humanity as a whole. You really have to give something human from you. You have to really sacrifice some element from your being to be able to create something noble. That is what I'm trying to say. I think most of the great work comes from past suffering. For Dostoevsky, he had many examples of that kind. He didn't really have a great life, you could say. His life was kind of fucked up, so his work really reflects it. But through that suffering, he came to these inspirations to write these books and really make something big out of himself that most of us will never really achieve. But he was that guy that sat down and created and used that fuel to put something in the world. And if you're always stuck there consuming, you'll also see that you just become more shallow. You really lose that something in you. You look at the wall and you feel nothing. You feel numbed down because there is nothing brewing inside. There is nothing that is willing to come on top. Also, I think it's very important to say that creation defines periods of human history. When you look back to whatever civilization you want to, you can see that these people have created something bigger than themselves and have sacrificed a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of energy into creating something bigger than themselves as humans, because we know as humans that we are mortal, that we're gonna disappear one day, so we want to leave something bigger behind us. And most of the times that something can be a painting, a book, a sculpture, a building, a kind of technology, some important formula, math formula, whatever that might be, you can go all crazy here. But it is very important to strive to build something bigger than yourself down the line. Spirituality also has to do something with creation. People who don't create anything, they feel spiritually broken, because to feel something inside, to feel spiritual, to feel religious or whatever you want to feel inside of you, but we all have that feeling that we want to evoke. You have to really dive deep into your thoughts and take something out of there and put it on paper, make something, and then give it to the world. And that way you discover more about yourself, but also you upgrade yourself, you better yourself on a spiritual level. I think that is a conversation that we can have another time, because I think this topic is very complex, but I think it's very true. I think creation has a lot to do with spiritual well-being. If you are high up there when it comes to spirituality, I think it is easier for you to create because you can easily connect to the core. But when you consume the whole time, especially this short type of content, you see that you're numbed down and you're very disconnected from yourself and from your core, from your true being. And when you are in that mist, when you are stuck in that place, you see no inspiration there. You see nothing there. It is just pure garbage floating around. There is nothing. It is just junk. I don't say don't consume anything. I don't say delete all of your socials. It's not really gonna solve the root cause of your non-creating mind. I think you should do some other things. You should try to embrace boredom. You should leave all the distractions on the side and really just stare at the wall, look at that piece of paper, go for a walk, do something very basic that is not gonna stimulate your brain. And when your brain is not ultra stimulated by all kinds of information, like all the colors you see on your phone, the sounds, the vibrations even. When you're not stimulated, when your senses are not stimulated, your brain is gonna try to look for something else to get stimulated by. And that, I think that is a way that can allow you to become more creative again. Because I know a lot of people who were really creative, but they just lost it at once. And I just cannot buy it that they become less creative. I just cannot buy it. I think it doesn't make sense. You cannot just become uncreative in a matter of few years. It just doesn't work like that. I think they just have way too many distractions. And when I say distractions, I don't only mean your social media, but also like if you're abusing drugs, like if you smoke pot the whole time, or you drink a lot, or you have some other distractions that can be like your 9 to 5 that really sucks you dry when it comes to your energy and your will to actually do something. You know, these are all different causes that can really affect how creative you can become as a person. But I think we're put here to create. We're on this planet to create. If you were here only to consume, that would be weird, man. Like which animal or which insect, whatever you want to say, which plant is here only to consume and not create or give something back? Nothing. Every single thing in the ecosystem of the nature has something to take and something to give. We humans are no different. Sure, we might be on a different scale when it comes to this. You cannot really see us that way because we're very intelligent as creatures, but the same thing stands. You have to give something to the world and then receive something back. You know, you eat your chicken wing, you know, it comes from a chicken. But then if you only consume these things but not don't give anything back, you cannot really feel great. You have to give something back to the world. And you can start with something simple like handing a meal to a homeless person. I think that is a very simple start. Or you can start making videos like this. I mean, this video is probably gonna have like 7 views, but I don't really care because I'm out there just doing what I want and I'm putting energy out there. I'm giving something back to the world. I don't really care if this blows up or if this does good or bad. I gave something back to the world and I think that's important. I created for the time being, for these like 14 minutes that I'm recording right now. I didn't consume anything. I'm purely only giving back to the world, and that is a way to make you feel better about a lot of things and to better your well-being as well, because it's very important for your well-being, for your psyche to be out there creating and doing things and not only consuming slop AI content on TikTok or on Instagram Reels. So stay safe.